Hey, it's valeforXD here, and for this video I thought I'd just share some of my gaming experiences of 2015. By that I mean games that I played that came out this year, as well as games that I finally got the chance to experience for the first time, that I don't particularly want to dedicate an entire video to, so yeah. Bit more of a casual atmosphere for this one, I guess. I finally got around to trying Xenoblade Chronicles for the first time, thanks to Nintendo putting it on the Wii U Virtual Console, and it's pretty great. I had some trouble with the combat at first, but I got used to it, and it's different without being too different, which is a really nice balance, I guess. I feel like there's a bit too much number crunching and item gathering and questing for my feeble mind, but I know there are a ton of people who will get a kick out of it. Also, haha, that is so you, Ryan! I have never really played a Mario Party title in my life, so going off of that, Mario Party 10 was actually a lot of fun, particularly Bowser Party. Amiibo Party can go die, like, fuck, why would you want to tap your amiibo on the gamepad every time you need to roll the dice or do a small action? Fuck that! I ain't got time for that, I've got other video games to play. Yeah, Bloo Kid 2. Apparently the first one was popular enough to warrant a sequel, though I never really knew there was a first one. But this game is average. I actually really enjoy the controls and aesthetic, but the level design is such a huge clusterfuck that it can feel tedious to play. But I got it for a couple bucks, so I can't really complain. Forza Motorsport 6 came out a few months ago, and if you watch my top 10 favourite racing games, you'll know I'm a huge racing fan. As I thought, it doesn't quite live up to Horizon 2 in my opinion, but it's still a damn fine game. And the weather effects, especially the nighttime racing, look absolutely incredible. After the disaster that was Forza 5, Forza 6 is a breath of fresh air. It's got some great new tracks, mods provide an interesting way to play, and there's a limo, of all things, available as DLC. The career mode is ultimately what brings it down for me though. There are volumes, and each volume has 3 sets of 4 to 6 races, which you need to finish with 6 different divisions of cars or something. That's a lot of races, which is awesome, but you will be replaying the same few races multiple times, as opposed to Forza 4's system where each championship or division or whatever just has its own set of races. Not a fan of it then, but it's still great and I totally recommend it. I also got into a Fallout game for the first time, and of course it was Fallout 4. Fallout 3 didn't interest me at all, but for some reason Fallout 4 had me interested ever since footage was shown off at E3, and now I'm really loving it. I've only put in about 15 hours so far, but there's so much to explore, so much shit to find, so many people to talk to, so many opportunities to be sarcastic to people who don't deserve that tone of voice. Fuck, why am I writing this when I could be playing Fallout? Fuck this, I'm out. Persona 4 was another game I finally got to experience this year, and I am so glad I did. I love me some animes and mangoes, and this game is obviously right up my alley. Fighting with personas, then forming relationships to gain stat bonuses that apply to the process of fusing 2 or more personas together to create a horrible penis monster is literally the best thing I've ever done in a video game ever! Also, Rize is best waifu. She is automatically best waifu because she is voiced by Laura Bailey. Call me babe. I'll be talking about Rock Band 4 in the very near future, but, well, I guess I experienced it this year, I guess it counts. Rock Band 4 is great, though not without a few caveats, especially if you're a long-time Rock Band fan like I am. But hey, U2 and Van Halen just got DLC! HARMONIX is best waifu. Call me babe. It's not actually a game, but holy fuck, One Punch Man deserves a mention. In a reality where almost every anime revolves around a man and his harem of girls who are all too eager to strip, One Man Punch is a breath of fresh air. It's all about a superhero who defeats enemies with a single punch, and you would think that having such an overpowered protagonist would be boring. But it's the exact opposite. Instead of just focusing on the action, Punch One Man also makes you feel quite sympathetic towards the Kailu lookalike himself, Saitama, as well as a colourful cast of fellow superheroes, such as Moomin Rider, the guy who rides a bike and obeys road laws. Seriously, go watch this shit already. You probably, no, seriously, turn this video off and just go watch Man Punches. Just go, One Punch, go. Hey, back to video games now. I love me some Borderlands, so when I heard Telltale was going to do a game based on the Borderlands universe, I was a little skeptical. Then I played it, and holy fuck! This is, hands down, the best Telltale game I've played so far. It's so gosh dang funny while still managing to inject a little emotion in there, and all the characters are well thought out and likeable and hateable in all the right ways. Also, Gortys is awesome. She's such a huge contrast to the inhabitants of Pandora. She's cute, polite, and has good intentions. And I won't spoil it here, but episode 4 has the single best action sequence ever conceived. If you've played it, you already know what I'm talking about. Also, Laura Bailey's in this one as well. Still waiting for you to call me babe. It's garbage. Total garbage. Fuck you, Rigby. Fuck you, Mordecai. And especially fuck you, stupid first boss who requires a stupid exploit to beat. Ugh. Oh god, this was such a letdown. The combat... Right, I'll start with the best part, the combat. It's kinda reminiscent of Dark Souls, but a bit faster, and it's so much fun to play, but the rest of the game just completely overrides any good impressions the combat left on me. The story is a mess and only makes sense when you start New Game Plus. Bullshit! Give me the whole story on my first playthrough, for Ifrit's sake! Also, I don't usually care about graphics in a game, but this just looks shit. It's a PSP game ported to next-gen consoles, so of course it's gonna look a bit off, but it is kinda hard to look at. Also, a party of 14 characters. No, why? I don't want to micromanage 14 fucking characters. Especially when I couldn't care about some of them because they're just so one-dimensional. This had such amazing potential, but it just fell flat for me. It needed to be on Vita, but even then I'm not sure I could ever return to it. Strong one. Haven't played Phantom Pain yet, but I did get around to playing the prologue, Ground Zeroes, and I'm gonna be frank, it was fun. My situational awareness is at a very undesirably low level, so it took me a while to actually make progress. But once I got everything worked out, I was having fun with it. And then the game ended. I was just getting into it, and then the game just... well, it ends. I know there's other missions, but it still feels so short, though luckily I didn't pay $50 for this and instead got it as part of the Xbox Live Games with Gold program. So I didn't lose any sleep over it. Definitely try it if you can find it for a cheap price. Unfortunately, we Aussies didn't get Shovel Knight until a few months after its North American release, but the wait was well worth it. I don't think I've ever played such a tight platformer. The levels are so well designed, like, I'm not even exaggerating. The Propeller Knight stage in particular is a masterclass in designing a video game level. It's difficult, but totally fair. The bosses are all creative and challenging, the visuals are expertly implemented, and the soundtrack... Jake Kaufman is best waifu. Call me babe. And finally, just to round everything off, Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, which is a game I've been anticipating for years. Actually, I have no opinion of this game yet, because it's not fucking out in Australia! Anyway, there's some of the stuff I played in 2015. It was overall a pretty good year for gaming, and somehow, simultaneously, it was kind of a bad one as well. There were a lot of super hyped games that released a poor reception from both critics and fans. Plus, there seemed to be a lot of online-only multiplayer shooters like Star Wars Battlefront, Evolve, Splatoon, and Rainbow Six Siege. That, excluding Splatoon, fell short due to a lack of content, among other things. The terrible trend of games releasing with a myriad of bugs, glitches, and missing features also continued, and microtransactions seemed to be the norm, appearing in games that otherwise didn't need them. But there were a whole ton of awesome games released this year that kinda alleviated the pain, and looking forward into 2016, it's gonna be the exact same fucking shit, isn't it? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. What are the fucking... I forgot it!